Hi, this is Mr. Nazarian. Our lesson objective today, I can represent a real-world situation by writing it as a numerical expression. It's a 5th grade standard, Operations in Algebraic Thinking, A2. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to look at some story problems, and we are going to turn them into numerical expressions. So this first one, we have Ty ate 3 slices of cheese pizza and 2 slices of veggie pizza. So all that means we're going to take this, which is like a real world situation, right? I'm sure Ty could eat a few slices of pizza, and we want to show how we can show this as a mathematical expression. So first of all, we know that Ty ate 3 slices of cheese and he ate 2 slices of veggie, which means that's another, so we're going to add 2 slices. So this is a really simple expression where we just know that we have this many slices of cheese, this many slices of veggie, we add them together, and if we wanted to, if the question after that was how many slices of pizza did Ty eat, then we could turn this expression into an equation by adding an equal sign, right? So how many pieces did he eat altogether? The 3 slices of cheese plus 2 slices of veggie equals 5 total slices. All right, so I'm going to get a little bit more complex here. So Aaliyah had $8. She earns more money by babysitting for 4 hours. She gets paid $5 per hour. So what is the first number that maybe we'll write down there? Maybe what she started off with, right? We know that she has $8. Then she earns more money by babysitting for 4 hours, which means she's going to get more, which means we are going to use addition, right? So we're adding to the $8 she already has, and what we're going to add is those 4 hours at $5 per hour, right? So this is what the expression should look like, because she makes $5 per hour for 4 hours. She already had $8. So adds the 8 to the 4 and 5. Would it matter if we put the 4 times 5 plus 8? No, it'd be the exact same thing. And my other question is, would we need to put parentheses here? Because we know that we don't want to add 8 to just 4, right? We want to add the 8 to the 4 plus 5. So do we need to, is it necessary to put parentheses around 4 times 5? The answer is no, it's not necessary. Could you put parentheses here? Sure you could, because that is the first thing that we want to do. Is first we want to find out, we don't want to add 8 to the 4, we want to add 8 to this total of 4 times 5, because that will show us how much money she earned babysitting. However, you do not need to have the parentheses here, because just in the regular orders of operations, the first operation that we would do anyway would be the multiplication. All right, so either one would be correct. All right, okay, so this one's a little bit of a doozy. So a few steps here, but it's the same thing as how many slices of pizza did Ty eat? It's just the amount of steps increases. So Callan had $12 at the beginning of the week. He spent $2 on candy. 2 different neighbors each paid him $5 to wash their cars. At the end of the week, Callan gave his mother half of his money to repay a debt. So anytime that you look at a story problem or just any kind of mathematical problem, it seems like, whoa, this is really big. I don't want you to give up, right? We have grit, we work hard, we persevere, we keep at it. So I want you to, when you look at something really big, I want you to break it down and just think of it as one little step at a time, okay? So first of all, Callan has $12 to start off with, right? So we can start off with here's his $12 that he has at the beginning of the week. He spent $2 on candy, so he spent it. So when you spend money, what are you getting money, or is it going away from you? Is it taking away? It's taking away, right? So we're subtracting $2. So he had $12 in his pocket, spent $2 on candy. He's going to have $2 less. Okay? So he spent the $2. on two different neighbors, each paid him $5 to wash their cars. So we know that he has, and he's getting paid, which means, is he adding or subtracting money from his total? He is adding money, right? If you're getting paid, the amount of money that you have is getting larger. So we are going to now add money. He has, remember, two neighbors that each are going to pay him $5. So this 2 times 5 shows us that two times he's going to get $5 added to his total. So that takes care of that part, right? At the end of the week, Callan gave his mother half of his money to repay the debt. So beginning of the weeks here, this is throughout the week. Now at the end of the week, he's going to pay his mother half. So you think about whatever, you have a sandwich and you tell your friend you're giving them half. You have to take that sandwich and you have to divide it by what number? By 2, right? If you have something, you're going to divide it by 2. So then we're going to divide by 2. So that takes care of this part. So now what we need to do is look at this expression as is and say, does this, if we just left it as is, used regular order operations with no other symbols, would this show us what it is that we're looking for in this calculation? The answer is no, it would not, because in order operations, so we did this as we said, we'll take 12, we minus 2, right? But if we look at this expression as is, the first operations that we would do would be times multiplication, and then division, and then we'd go back here and do subtraction and then addition, and we can't do it in that crazy order. So what we want to look at is basically we want to always look at how does this fit into really what's happening. He has $12, then he takes away 2, then he adds not 2, he adds to that those, remember, 2 neighbors paying him $5. So the product of 2 times 5, which means we're going to put parentheses around it. Okay, then we look at this again. All right, so we have 12, right? He has $12. He takes away 2 because he spends it on candy. Then he adds to that the amount that he made for the car wash. So far, so good. And then here it says divide by 2. But again, if we leave it as is, first thing we do is do this, which would be 2 times 5 would be 10. Then we divide that by 2. And then we do this stuff over here with the money he had before. But remember that he's going to give his mother half of his money that he has at the end of the week, which includes this amount here. So if you remember from a couple days ago, there are more than one set of symbols for helping us kind of manipulate the expression to do what we want it to do. One was parentheses. The thing after that was brackets, right? So that means that this divide by 2 is the last thing we want to do. So I want to kind of separate this part of the expression from that divide by 2. So in order to do that, I'm going to use brackets. So I'm going to put a bracket around here and a bracket around here. Okay, and so now as we look at it, the very first thing we're going to do is what? 2 times 5. Then after the 2 times 5, we're not going to do this, right? Because look, it's outside the bracket. So then we would do 12 minus 2, right? He has $12 to start with. He spends $2 on his candy. Now he has $10. He adds to that the total of 2 times 5, which is also $10, right? So we have $10 here, so it'd be 10 plus 10. So then we would have 20 inside of our brackets. Then finally we would divide it by 2 because that's how much he has at the end of the week. He splits it in half with his mother to repay a debt. So that's how we are going to be working on that tomorrow, and I will see you then. All right, see ya.